Roses on the ceiling, the pink champagne on ice, and she
Pink
said,
champagne on ice.
"We are all just prisoners."
What the hell is that all about? Hey, wait, what am I doing here? I'm the only behind the camera. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm on tonight, folks. This is Richard Walker, HMW Sports Talk Live. I know you're wondering, what in the hell is this big, greasy dude doing on TV? Where's the other guy, Craig Shelton? And we forgot one important thing that normally takes place on the show, okay? Especially the past couple of weeks. We have to have the Craig Shelton trademark creepy guy stare when reflecting upon the trade of one Matt Schaub to Oakland. So here it is. He gone, y'all. Love don't live here anymore. So I know Craig is still celebrating that trade to Matt Schaub to Oakland. So, in fact, I think Matt was the one who created the Craig's emergency earlier. He got tired of clowning his ass on the show. So we are still talking about you anyway, Matt. So we're gonna go jump right back into some NFL free agency. So this is something that I think is a really interesting story, especially leading into the draft. Okay, it'll take a little while to digest this one. Mm-hmm. Derek Carr of Fresno State said that he spoke to some teams about not only the possibility of him being drafted as their quarterback, but bringing in his older brother David as sort of a mentor as well as a backup quarterback. Just let that marinate just for a second. So you got a rookie Derek Carr, who's in all likelihood is going to probably be either a late first-round pick or an early second-round pick. And then you're going to have David Carr, to join some team as the backup as a quote-unquote package deal. So the Carr family may possibly come into some NFL team near you. What's your take, Angelo?
I understand what Derek Carr is trying to do, but it's misguided. And I think he's actually trying to use his brother's failures to his advantage. Because I don't think, obviously, at this point, David Carr could really be an asset to a team from an actual performance perspective. But I think from an adaptation point of view or perspective, to help Derek Carr adjust, I think is the intent. To kind of, Derek Carr is his own guy. He's already gonna be his own kind of pro that's different from David. But taking the pitfalls from David Carr's career, I think that's what is sort of the backbone of this theory, so to speak. And so from that perspective, I understand it, but it's still misguided, and I don't think it's wise because I don't necessarily know. I mean, albeit David Carr had quite a few failures as a quarterback, but and I think there is this kind of, I think to those in the know, the experts, so to speak, I think there is a little bit of a tangible, I don't know, just mindset that they understand that the Texans probably failed David Carr just as much as he failed the Texans. We all know about the number of times that he was sacked and all this kind of business. But so I think from that perspective, I understand what Derek Carr is trying to do, but I don't know if it's really in his best interest to promote that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let you speak on D. What's your thoughts on it?
It's the NFL, man. You don't get to choose your teammates. You don't get to do that. I mean, come on now. He just Johnny Manziel'd himself with that one.
You think that's going to impact his draft value?
It would for me if I was the doggone GM. I tell you that much.
If I
was the doggone GM, it would impact his draft status right there, because you seem to tell me I want to draft you, but you want to bring your brother to come in here and sit behind you and yet mentor you just because he's out of a job so he can have a job. It's not working that way, buddy. You're going to do what I tell you to do. That's what it's going to be. I'm sorry.
And I understand that, and I agree with that. And I will say this, though. I think if Derek Carr were Derek Smith or Derek Johnson, I think he would be evaluated as a higher level quarterback.
Absolutely.
So I think the name of Carr and everybody knowing that
he's got the Carr curse.
Yeah, is that he's almost damaged goods before he even has the opportunity to perform and prove it on the field.
Oh, and this antic doesn't even help him, man.
So basically, you're saying this is the equivalent of, say, Tito Jackson trying to drop an album and he put a picture of a silhouette of Michael in the background, or actually it's the opposite. In this case, Tito's the one who failed earlier. Okay, you can't sing "Worth the Damn" Tito. Get your little brother Michael on your album, and people might buy it.
Right.
Yeah, good idea. Fail. Anyway, carrying on with free agent news, Champ Bailey,
Oh yeah.
longtime Bronco, has now signed with a 2-year deal with the New Orleans Saints. Will be joining the Saints this season. What's your take on that, Angelo?
Good pickup for the Saints. I mean, he's a veteran. I mean, and you know, I don't know how much. I mean, Drew Brees is not on the verge of retirement, but their window is still narrowing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good pickup for them to try and pick up another Super Bowl title.
What do you think?
Not a good one. I'm just
Why
gonna be
not?
honest with you.
Why not?
That many years in the league and being a DB myself, the most important aspect of a DB is his doggone feet.
Mm-hmm.
He missed 14 games. Well, what? He only played 6 games last year.
Right.
So that means he missed 12 games last year with a foot injury.
Right.
If you don't have any feet, you're done. You can't do anything. He's gonna have to. They talking about him playing some nickel and transitioning to a hybrid safety type deal, but he's an older guy, and guarantee you, he's the one that they're gonna be throwing at every single game. I mean, so you get rid of Jabari Greer behind a knee injury. I understand that, but yet you're gonna pick up somebody about twice his age in order to play the doggone position and play the number 2 cornerback, which is the right side of the field, defensive right side of the field. At that, I wouldn't have invested in. That's wasted money. I'm sorry.
What about the leadership perspective, though? Because a lot of people are touting Champ's leadership abilities in the locker room. That he's a solid veteran player. Has been around a long time. Won the championship before. Well, been to a Super Bowl. Let me correct myself. Been to a Super Bowl and got smoked. But the leadership aspect, because this is a young Saints defense. Mm-hmm. What weight do you give to that being a factor in him being brought into this team, and what in the hell just happened right here? It looks like we got Craig just walked in.
I think we
behind
just
us.
got video bombed.
Yeah, we got video bombed here, but we just gonna keep going because weird stuff like this happens all the time on HMW Sports Talk Live. It doesn't bother us. We just keep
Green
rolling anyway.
screen.
Yeah.
His shirt.
He's still in I haven't seen anyone this dazed and confused since Matt Schaub last looked at a playbook.
No, it's that light bulb right there, Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but moving right along, another, speaking of quarterbacks, that, well, besides the fact that weird guys pop locking behind us, speaking of quarterbacks that may or may not deserve another opportunity, Rusty Smith, the former Titans third string quarterback, is getting a workout with the New York Giants.
Selfie with a DB.
So he may possibly be joining the Tennessee Titans. I'm sorry, he may possibly be joining the New York Giants as a third string quarterback. So, and now, so we're done with NFL free agency.
Yeah.
Wanted to close out on this issue today because this is something that D and I talked about on our show on BTP Sports Radio. Speaking of ignorant ass quarterbacks, on there, right? But you might get a DNA test. On their show on WFAN New York, Boomer Esiason and Mike Francesca, aka Mr. I Got Cut from Junior Varsity Sports, went on a rant when it's
when Daniel Murphy.
Yeah,
his wife had a C-section. Well, they had this son, 8 ounces. No, 8 pounds,
8 pounds 2 ounces.
Yeah, 8 pounds 2 ounces. Thank you. And so these guys went on the rant talking about, and Mike Francesca said, well, you're a baseball player, you're a millionaire, you could hire a nurse. What are you going to do, sit there and look at your wife in the hospital bed for 2 days?
Right.
And then Boomer Esiason said, hey, look, what did Boomer Esiason say?
Boomer Esiason said that his wife should have scheduled the C-section earlier.
That's it.
Because her husband has a special job, not just a job, a special job. And that he should have been prepared to play on opening day, so she should have scheduled the C-section a couple days earlier so his wife could have delivered the baby. Boomer, you have got my ass rocked by Ronnie Lott disease. You're an idiot. Angelo, real quick, we got 30 seconds.
Hey, man, you know what? The only words that come to mind is lack of perspective. And, I just don't understand how they could think that was a responsible thing to say. And, to be that sort of just narrow-minded and just it's perspective. You know, family comes before football,
Exactly.
before baseball,
Exactly.
before basketball.
For every sport.
I mean, before anything, family comes.
And Boomer,
So,
Boomer, not only are you an ineffective quarterback in the Super Bowl, you're a damn hypocrite. You got a child yourself.
right,
A
special,
special
needs
needs
kids.
child.
Right.
Not gonna go there,
Right,
but
right.
you should know better. Sports Talk Live. Again, if you have not done so, go to the blog, HoustonMediaWatch.com. Check us out.
It's right there on the bottom.
Right there on the bottom. If you can't read,
Go there.
go there, check it out. We're going to take off from now. Thank you again. We will see you again next week. HMW Sports Talk Live.